Season ticket prices have been announced today, Rob, and they're frozen from last season going into the new season. What's the thinking behind that?
No, we've worked very hard to keep the prices as they are. Obviously, we're looking at budgets for next year. We've got the new manager in. There's things that he wants to do, things we want to do on the field and off the field. But at the same time, we've got to be mindful of the way things are in the world. And I think that we have really tried hard to keep the season tickets competitive. We've kept the prices as they are, and hopefully people have enjoyed what they've seen this season. There's no excuses for not renewing, and hopefully we'll attract a few new people too.
There was a survey went round during this current season about the value for money that you get for your season ticket prices, and Accrington Stanley came out somewhere near the top. I guess you're pleased to hear that and are pleased and hope that can continue.
I think it just confirms what we believe, and I think you get more than just watching football at Accrington Stanley as well. I think that's something that a lot of people comment on. It's about being a part of the club. There's a lot more interaction with players. Our manager will always have a drink in the Crown after the game, so it's that we're looking to foster as well more. And I think the more people feel a part of the club, the more they're happy to get involved and buy a season ticket.
So standard season tickets are the same price as for the current season, but there are a few new things this season, including a family ticket.
Yes, one of the things we really want to do is to go out and encourage families. I think Accrington Stanley is one of the best kept secrets in the area, really, for family entertainment. And the thing is, for just over £500, you can get a season ticket which gets 2 adults and 2 under 12s into every single league game. That works out at less than £24 for every game this season. I think we've got to be value for money for families. We don't just want dads and lads coming down. We want dads, lads, and mums and daughters as well, because it really is. It's a safe place to come and watch football. It's a safe environment, and it's something that the whole family can enjoy together.
And that is a massive saving compared to one individual walking on the day. It only costs you £7-ish more than a walk-on to bring your whole family.
It does, and I think it just reflects that's what we want to do. We want it's great that we have individuals coming on, but as I say, we truly believe that it is one of Accrington's best kept secrets, unfortunately, and it's something we've got to get out there, promote more, and hopefully this will encourage more families to come along and get involved again in Accrington Stanley.
Well, obviously, with a new season to plan for and a new manager in place, there are going to be cost implications. Do you anticipate there being a shortfall because you've frozen these season ticket prices? Could you have increased them to bring more revenue in?
We could have tried to increase them, but as I say, you've got to be fair to people, and as I said, there's only so much money out there and only so much that people can pay. Some people do have more money, and hopefully they'll spend money on shirts, or they'll join the weekly draw and things like that. So there's plenty of other opportunities for people to spend money at the club, but the basic of people coming through the turnstiles and watching football, we want to keep as low as possible. And to be fair to the new manager, he's very sensible. He appreciates there's a certain pot of money. He can only take so much out for players. We can only spend so much on facilities for the players. He's very keen to put a good product on the pitch, and I think we've seen that in some of the recent matches. I think we're in for a very exciting season next year, but obviously we've got to manage costs and make sure we do it within a budget.
The early bird season ticket offer runs until the end of April, I think. How mutually beneficial is that? Because the supporters will get it cheaper until then, but the club will be able to plan for the future by having that money in nice and early.
I think you've got to be honest. That's why clubs have an early bird offer on season ticket holders. Let's not try and kid anybody. It's good. It's a good bit of money that comes in before the end of the season that just helps us get through the summer. In the same way that board renewals and programme adverts and web adverts and things like that. There's no football income over the summer, and we've still got bills to pay and wages to pay. So, but it is mutually beneficial. People who book early are rewarded with a lower price, and hopefully plenty of people take that option up.
Now, there's also a share issue running at the same time, shares in the club being sold for £100. You've also announced that if you buy a share, you get £10 off your season ticket. Is that going to apply to people who've already bought shares?
It's a limited period offer. It's something, I mean, you go to Asda and products can change from day to day, can't they? And it's a way of bringing the share issue back into people's minds, and hopefully people who've already bought a share won't be too upset, but it is one of those things that it's kind of run for a limited period, and it will end at the end of the season ticket campaign as well. It is aimed at bringing money in again over the summer. We've done really well on the shares, and hopefully we can do a few more through this. But although the offers change, and obviously that doesn't sit right perhaps with some people, I think it's important that people realise that every single penny that comes into this club is spent on the football club. It's spent on players, or it's spent on facilities. Hopefully we can do a little bit with the facilities as well over the summer. You're not going to see fancy fish tanks in our reception. You're not going to see money being wasted. It all goes to the football club, and the more we can bring in, the more competitive we can be on the field.
And in the consultation, in the decision-making process for these season tickets, were there any tie-ups with local companies considered, with local sports clubs, for example, to do discounts or anything like that, or is that something you might look at later on down the line?
I think that's something that we've got to do. I think that the more we can work in partnership with people, and we've seen that now we're working very closely with the schools, with councils. We've sold shares now to businesses, and I think working with organisations, if we can offer discounted admission and encourage people to come to the ground, and that's really what next season's all about, really. The more new people we can encourage to come to the ground, it might be the first time they've come. They might not come all season after they've been once, but they might come 2 or 3 times a season. And as I say, we think we've got this fantastic product at Accrington Stanley, and the more people we can get to try it, the better. So yes, certainly we wouldn't be averse to linking up with local organisations.
Just finally, have you got a target in mind for number of season tickets that you want to sell by that early bird deadline?
No specific target. As you say, it depends. Some people will prefer the early bird deadline, getting the season ticket a little bit cheaper, and that's fantastic. It helps us through the summer. And then there'll be people that leave it a little bit later. But I think it'd be nice to get up to a 500 figure, which is what we look for every season. I'm sure we'll make that, and it'd be nice. Especially nice to see a few new ones in there as well, I think, because that shows that we're doing something right. Things have changed a lot. People have a bit of faith that what we're going to put out on the pitch is going to be entertaining and good to watch. And so, yeah, it'd be nice to see a good few new ones as well.
And given that there's a little bit of time between now and the early bird deadline, what's the situation with payment? Because £250 is quite a lot of money for people. Is there going to be any kind of instalments package put in place, or is that something that you can talk about?
There isn't an official instalments package in place, but however, the type of football club we are, if somebody wants to come to us, and as long as that's paid in full by the early bird deadline, obviously we'd look to help out people wherever we can.